Thank you for having me over here. SCSC founded in the year 2006 under the guidance and able leadership of our beloved DGP, Telangana Shri Mahender Reddy sir, had carved a niche for itself by working in tandem with Cyberabad police, the government, the industry and the citizens. Over the past 15 years, SCSC had expanded in scope and partnered with the police department to enhance a sense of safety and security in the Cyberabad IT corridor. This unique collaboration is one of its kind to ensure not only the business continuity but also to act as an enabler in the overall development of industry in Telangana state. The past year has put us through a health and socio-economic crisis in the form of a pandemic. Not only the economies of the nation but the businesses of the companies and more importantly, the livelihoods of common people were badly disrupted. Governments around the world and police in particular had no idea as to how to handle and had to adapt and mitigate the crisis by partnering with the private sector and civil society. SCSC, with its strong foothold across various sectors like IT, pharma, manufacturing, healthcare, infrastructure and hospitality, was at the forefront in assisting police with many path-breaking interventions which saved the lives of countless helpless citizens during the pandemic. Thank you. Now, the police had to tread a fine line of enforcing a stringent lockdown while ensuring business continuity in the Cyberabad Commissionerate. All this had to be done despite a 25% attrition rate among our force. But for the long-standing collaboration and pivotal role played by SCSC, the consequences would have been much more catastrophic. We in the police noticed new crime patterns and an upward trend in cybercrime sparked by sudden growth in work-from-home culture, online activity and digital transactions, and remote education during the pandemic. We are slightly at a crossroads and trying to find the distinguished members of the industry heads, the facility management heads, the security heads, the HR wing heads, and also the cyber security wing heads, all from the industry. I also take this opportunity to welcome the new chairperson of the SCSC, the Commissioner of Police Cyberabad, Mr. Stephen Ravindra, all the office bearers, Mr. Venkat, Pratyusha, Praveen, Dinakar, Abhishek, Dr. Rajiv, Manish, and other distinguished seniors, CM Rao, Krishna Yedula, Sudipto, Mamata, all my young colleagues, Abhishek Kumar Jt, Anasuya Venkateshwarlu, Padmaja, all the ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I feel proud and honored to be present here today. It has been a homecoming for me
after 15 years. When we started this journey in the year 2006, the deliberation started much earlier. It went on for some time, and finally it crystallized in this institutional setup, SCSC, the Cyberabad Security Council. Those days, I vividly remember all those who have partnered with Cyberabad Police, especially Mr. Mallikarjun Rao, Mr. Srinivas Prasad, Mr. Krishna Yedula, Mr. Gunalan, Mr. Dinesh Thakur, Mr. Divakar, Mr. Ramamurthy, and several others. We had a series of brainstorming sessions.
Citizens have started getting calls saying, can we know about this more and can we implement in our cities? So we started collaborating with them. And then COVID response activities and relief measures. I'll just cover briefly without going into detail. We all heard about the plasma donation initiative and the blood donation initiative. Over 12,000 plasma donations were provided with the effort of COVID control room from Cyberabad Police and SCSC. 15,000 blood units were given by the Cyberabad Police personnel. Half of it, the credit should go to Cyberabad Police personnel as well as the volunteers of SCSC. We could step up very quickly in terms of supporting the entire need that was existing in the blood banks. Then verified COVID resources, because during this pandemic, especially in wave 2, wave 1 was more of a social problem for us, but wave 2 has been a healthcare issue. It was a crisis, so people were searching, scouting for data as to where to reach out for an oxygen concentrator or a cylinder or a medicine or a remdesivir injection. Various other requests were there. This is when our Joint Secretary Pratyusha, along with a team of volunteers from Cognizant, about 8 and 9 of them, sat together, brought out a platform along with our app developer Pallav, and within 4 days we launched this. We had about 1.5 lakh citizens use this platform and get information, validate the information. And then free telemedicine services were started, thanks to Dr. Rajiv Menon for anchoring this. We had doctors from corporate hospitals and Indian Medical Association doctors came together and spent about an hour or two every day in terms of taking the calls from the citizens in Hyderabad, and we could help about over 5,000 such citizens with this COVID pandemic updates. And then childcare centers is something which we started again as an initiative of Women's Forum. Project Ashray is a isolation center from intermediary hospital set up by SCSC in collaboration with United Way of Hyderabad and Grace Cancer Foundation. We treated about 210 patients and discharged them safely. Never had any mortality during those 2 months period.